morning. Water in the trees, too. Love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change.
I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. 'Cause when I feel the love inside, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love myself just the way I am.
Good morning and welcome to our Under the Trees service this morning. It's wonderful to be outside on this beautiful spring day, so thank you all for being here, and thank you to all of you who are joining us online. So let's begin with prayer, and I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment and just take a few deep breaths down deep into the body, welcoming the breath and opening the spirit as we give thanks for this beautiful day. We give thanks for our ability to be together, either in person or online, as we celebrate divine love today and that expression of divine love within each one of us. For we are divine love in expression. And so we are opening our minds and our hearts that we may have a greater expression of divine love in and through us in every circumstance of life, because we know we are blessed as we hold that vibration of love. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, here we go. Good morning. Hi, my name is Greg Yarmish, and it's my privilege to be the service assistant today. Welcome to Unity. We recognize each of you as a loving and wise, beautiful creation of God. Thank you for sharing your radiant presence with us this morning. We are pleased that you have chosen to be with us today, either in person or online. If this is your first time being with us, please stop by our usher's table on your way out and pick up a welcome packet. Please join me as we declare our opening affirmation, which is in the bulletin. Together, there is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God, the good omnipotence. The Daily Word has daily devotions that inspire people all around the world. As we affirm today's message, we become global prayer partners with others, sharing the same positive intention for all the good of all. We ask that you center within now and listen deeply as we share today's message. Linda will read the daily word in English, and Chiki will read the message in Spanish.
Good morning. Sunday, March 14th, 2021. Energy. The energy of divine life renews me. How do I have the focus to achieve my goals? How do I have the strength to carry on through challenging times? How do I have the aptitude to learn, grow, and change when I am called upon to do new things? At the heart of everything I am called to do is the energy to do it. I am a divine being, and I can call upon the power of God within me to channel my energy in deliberate ways. Divine energy is inexhaustible. Unlike my muscles, which can tire, and my mind, which can feel frazzled, the power of God within flows through me unimpeded. In prayer, I claim divine energy and imagine it flowing through me with the force of a mighty waterfall. I am grateful for my renewal. And Isaiah 40, 30, and 31. Even youths will faint and be weary, and the young will fall exhausted. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength.
Buenos días. La palabra de hoy es energía. La energía de la vida divina me renueva. ¿Cómo mantener el enfoque para alcanzar mis metas? ¿Cómo tener fortaleza durante los desafíos? ¿Cómo cultivar la aptitud de desear aprender, crecer y cambiar cuando se requiera? Lo que se necesita es la energía y determinación para hacerlo. Yo soy un ser divino y acudo al poder de Dios que mora en mí para canalizar mi energía de manera inteligente y directa. La energía divina es inagotable. A diferencia de mis músculos, que pueden cansarse, y de mi mente, que puede agotarse, el poder de Dios fluye en mí energéticamente y sin disminuir. Al orar, suscito la energía divina imaginando que fluye a través de mí con la fuerza de una poderosa catarata. Siento gratitud por mi renovación y vitalidad. De Isaías 40, 30 al 31, afirma: los jóvenes se fatigan y se cansan, los más fuertes flaquean y caen, pero los que confían en el Señor recobran las fortalezas. Y que así sea. Bendiciones.
Let's prepare for meditation as we listen to our Sounds of Light musicians play Speak Only Love. As a reminder, we encourage no one to sing, but just please come along as a COVID precaution. Thank you.
Love, love, I speak only love. Love, love, I speak only love. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only love. Peace, peace, I speak only peace. Peace, peace, I speak only peace. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only peace.
So I invite you to join me now in this time of meditation And we begin by finding that comfortable position in the chair, relaxing, allowing the chair to support the weight of your body. And then close your outer eyes if that's comfortable for you, to bring your attention inward. And as we do that, we let go of outer influences. We let go of the activity of the morning. We let go of the busyness of the mind as we bring our attention into our hearts. And so I invite you to take 3 deep conscious breaths at your own pace, breathing down deep into the body, letting the belly expand as you breathe in, taking a full breath, and then releasing it fully and gently. Again, breathe deeply, expanding with the breath, opening to life essence, life energy. And then release with another gentle and full exhale. And one more time, breathe in deeply, welcoming awareness of spirit as you breathe in. And this time as you exhale, exhale with a sigh. And now allow the breath to find a natural rhythm. Still keeping your attention inward. And I invite you, as you are aware of the breath, as you are centered within, to tune in to that energy of spirit, the aliveness of the divine that you are. This is not your body, but this is your energy field. This is your invisible, eternal, unlimited self. This is the true self of you, not your personality, not your body, not even your thoughts, but that infinite, magnificent life spirit that you are, life energy. And that electromagnetic field that you are vibrating is centered in your heart center, and it extends outward way past your body. I invite you to take a moment just to allow yourself to be aware of the vibration of divine life that you are. Imagine that you can feel the aliveness of divinity that you are. For you are much greater than your personality, or your thoughts, your experiences. You existed before you had this body and this personality. And that part that existed before now continues to exist, to live and express as you and through you. And now take a moment to place your hands over your heart, remembering that this is the spiritual center within you of divine love. And that is the very nature of your higher self. And I want you to imagine, if you can, that higher self, that invisible, greater you, is enfolding you in an embrace of love. That you are enfolded in compassion and caring, nurturing. All of these aspects of divine love are now embracing you. reminding you that you are deeply loved at all times. Feel that embrace, that comforting peace, that loving acceptance, that joy of knowing that you are never alone. And the voice of the Christ within says to you, I am with you always, for you are one with that presence. It is your true self. And so in the silence, I invite you to hold these thoughts for yourself. That I am always embraced and enfolded in divine love. I am always deeply loved. I am always guided and provided for. Each day I understand more and more how loved I am, how valuable and worthy I am. En el silencio afirmamos la verdad de nuestro ser espiritual, la energía de amor divino que nos envuelve siempre en paz y gozo y conforte. All these thoughts, each day I know more and more how truly loved I am. And just notice how you feel when those thoughts are there, when you feel the energy of that truth. And notice if there's any resistance from the personality. There may be a voice within that says that I am not valuable or worthy. And we release that thought with the truth. Oh, this is not my truth. I release any thought that I am not good enough. I release any thought that I am not always loved completely. I release any thought of self-doubt or criticism. Just exhale. Let's exhale. Take a breath and just exhale that. Let it go. You breathe in that infinite love that is always there for you, no matter what you have done or not done, no matter what has happened. You are always deeply, fully, and completely loved just as you are, for you are an expression of divinity. This feeling has not enfolded you completely yet, I invite you to continue in your prayer time to affirm that you are deeply loved and blessed in every circumstance of life. And we give thanks for that knowing today and affirm that truth for all people everywhere, that hearts and minds are being open to the knowing that we are the nature of divine love, that we are here to hold that energy and that expression of it here and now, and that in every moment we are guided and provided for. So we give thanks, and as we all awaken to that truth, that we create a world with more harmony and cooperation, more compassion and acceptance. Whereas we shift into these higher levels of vibration, we must keep our vibration high. And it is loving thoughts about ourselves, about others, and about divinity that help us to rise into that expression of the higher self, each day expressing more of our Christ within. And we rejoice in that unfolding, manifesting now. And so it is. And we affirm the highest good, the healing, and the divine order in every life affected by the pandemic. We know that each spirit that has made that transition is fully in peace and love in the spiritual realm. And we affirm comfort and faith for their families and loved ones. We affirm strength and guidance for those who are serving others. We affirm the light of love guiding all leaders in our country and in every country. And we know that no matter the difficulties that we are moving through, there are great blessings in it, and that we are moving toward a greater expression of love, peace, and abundance. And that is why we are here. We give thanks for that knowing, in the name and in the consciousness of the living Christ. And so it is. And we take a few moments now to call to mind those that we would like to hold in prayer. And as you bring these loved ones into your awareness, think not of their challenges and their difficulties, but think of their wholeness and their well-being, the truth of themselves as beautiful, radiant, vibrant spiritual beings, awake and aware of their strength, their wholeness, their peace and joy. All these things in mind as you speak these names now, either silently or out loud. And this morning also we hold loving thoughts for Jeff Means as he adjusts to the transition of his beloved wife Jan, who made her transition on Friday. We know that she is fully at peace, enfolded in God's love as she moves on in the journey of her soul. And we affirm comfort and peace for her beloved ones, her family and friends. We see her as that radiant, eternal spirit that she is and has always been. And so it is. Amen. And I invite you now to join me in affirming as Jesus taught us to pray our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Truth, truth, I speak only truth. Truth, truth, I speak only truth. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only truth. Love, love, I speak only love. Love, love, I speak only love. From the morning's first light to the last star at night, let my words speak only love. Let my words speak only love.
Well, today we continue our practice of Lent. And in Unity, we may give up some habits we'd like to release or some things that no longer serve us, of course. But the main thing that we focus on Lent is fasting from negativity and feasting on the truth of ourselves, the positive ideas that we understand and know. So we are fasting from negativity and feasting on positivity and truth. And so today, as a part of that, I'd like to talk about loving ourselves. For this is one of the greatest challenges in this human journey that we have. Because early on, we receive messages, either intentionally or unintentionally, and experiences that will leave us with the belief that we are somehow not good enough. And it certainly seems that all of us are affected by that in one degree or another. And it is not the fault of our parents or those around us, it's just life happening. And sometimes because our parents don't feel good about themselves, then they pass these negative thoughts on to us. And they did the best that they could do, but it's very important that we never blame anyone else for our circumstances, because we know that we are all creating our own life experience through our thoughts, our words, our actions, and of course our beliefs, and the energy that we hold, as is described in our daily word today. And so much of our life experience here, in order to express more fully our spirituality, is to let go of those limiting and negative thoughts that we have about ourselves, about other people, and about God. So what are the negative thoughts that we hold? For most people is my hero, Louise Hay, who wrote this wonderful book on You Can Heal Your Life. And she talks a lot about learning to love and accept yourself, to forgive yourself, to be your biggest fan and encourager. And so in her book, she talks about that of all the thousands of people that she counseled with in her lifetime, that for many people, the bottom line was this underlying belief that we're not even aware of is, I am not good enough. There's something wrong with me. I am not valuable. I am not worthy. And I had a very traumatic experience in my life when I was 13. And it just, one of those things that happens. My mother was angry with me, and she just blurted out, "You are worthless." And I felt like I had been stabbed in the heart. And you know what it's like to be 13. You may not remember it clearly, but already insecure, already not feeling confident about myself. It was a very traumatic moment, and I carried that belief in me for many, many years. And I knew that it was running in my subconscious when I became more aware through Unity teachings, to be aware of my thoughts and my feelings and to understand what's going on in the subconscious mind, and knowing that we can shift that. And it's a lifelong project. It's not just, okay, this week I'm going to do affirmations for self-love and that'll take care of it. So there are many layers of these beliefs, and so we can keep releasing them until we are clear of them. It is said that by the time we're 5 years old, 5 or 6 or 7, we already have 50% of our belief system established in consciousness. And a lot of stuff happens when we're little like that. And so your parents may be taking care of more than one child, and they can't give everybody the attention they need, for example. There are many ways that we get these messages that we're not okay, not loved, and not valuable. But what we want to do now as an adult, an aware spiritual being, to release any of those subconscious beliefs that are still there. And so how do we know that they're still there? Well, we know they're still there if we get depressed, if we're easily offended, if we don't feel confident about ourselves, if we get irritated easily, if we are defensive. These are some ways that we can see the old beliefs that are deeply embedded in consciousness showing up in our lives. And so that's a signal to us. Let me pay attention to that. Being self-aware, being the observer, because we don't want to go back through a trauma. We want to say, oh, why am I feeling defensive? Why do I think I have to explain myself? Why am I offended by what that person said? Or whatever. So if we notice our feelings, when our feelings aren't peaceful and loving, we are out of alignment with the truth of who we are. And so, as Esther Hicks and many teachers have pointed out, if we just observe what we're feeling, because we have too many thoughts going through our head. There's tens of thousands of thoughts going through our head every day. But we can notice, what am I feeling in this moment? If I'm not feeling comfortable and peaceful, perhaps even joyful, then we're not in alignment with the truth of who we are. And so there's something there that's got us off balance, some idea that is not our truth. And so when we realize that, and realize, for example, you might say, well, I don't know why I was offended by that, you know. Our first ego response is to blame the person that said or did the thing that upset us. But we know in truth that nobody can make us feel anything. Those feelings are responsive, reactive responses from the subconscious. And so the more aware we are and observe ourselves, the more easily we can take care of this and do something about it. So I wanted to read you a few lighter versions of loving yourself. Some of them are a giggle, some of them are maybe not quite that far. I found this quote, and by the way, there is thousands of quotes on the internet about learning to love yourself and building your self-esteem. So the one I thought was interesting says, be nice to yourself. It's hard to be happy when someone is mean to you all the time. So notice what you're thinking. Do you have a lot of negative self-talk thoughts, and are you being mean to yourself? So if you are, stop it. Low self-esteem is like driving through life with your handbrake on. If we don't believe in ourselves, how are we going to express our worth and our purpose? Don't be too hard on yourself. Plenty of other people do that for you. Life shows up to reflect what's going on inside of us, have you noticed? So you've been criticizing yourself for years, said Louise Hay, and it's not working, right? So why not just try approving of yourself and just see how that goes? It works. It feels good, by the way. One of them, Byron Katie, said, it's not your job to like me. That's my job, to like me. Very good one. It goes along with that. What you think about me is none of my business. There's even a book on that. Ram Dass said, your problem is you're too busy holding on to your unworthiness. And then this one. Well, two more. So if you're searching for that one person that will change your life, take a look in the mirror. We are the only ones that can change ourselves. And then Ellen DeGeneres, accept who you are, unless you're a serial killer. And so in your bulletin today is a little handout. And this little insert has some ideas that will help us make that shift from feeling unworthy to truly loving ourselves. And I want to start on the side that says, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best that you can. And especially right now, we're under a lot of pressure with this increase in vibrations, this lifting of consciousness, because the personality, the ego self, is feeling challenged, and therefore it rises up with resistance. And so we need to be very aware, because this is a great time to notice what's coming up that needs to be released so that you can be at peace. This is why we do this inner work of loving ourselves, because we are supposed to live in peace and joy. But when we are holding negative beliefs about ourselves, we cannot be at peace within. So on the little sheet, the first affirmation here is a releasing statement. Remember, it's Lent. We want to fast from negativity and feast on the truth. In other words, a little bit of fasting and a whole lot of feasting on the truth. In Unity, we have this prayer process called denials and affirmations. I like to say cancellations and affirmations. There's even a word that's disaffirmation and affirmations, however you want to look at it. The negating and then the claiming the positive in the truth. So I release the need to be unworthy. Why would I have a need to be unworthy? It is the ego and personality self that doesn't want you to feel good about yourself, because if you do, then the ego thinks it has no purpose. In Unity, we understand that we are transforming the ego. That Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, said that the ego is either in adverse, or the transformed ego is actually the Christ self. Because the ego is just our self-identity. It's what we believe about ourselves. So I release the need to be unworthy. I do not listen to that ego voice. I listen to the Christ voice within. I am becoming all I was created to be. We're all in this process of expanding, of awakening, and of expressing greater and greater aspects of our divinity. The next one is I release the need to blame anyone, including myself. We know if we're blaming anybody, and that includes blaming ourselves, then we're coming from the personality or the adverse ego. Be compassionate with yourself. We are going through a lot of change. The world, all of humanity, is going through a huge transition. Time is speeded up. Vibrations are increasing. And so we need to call on all of the spiritual abilities within us to go through this challenging time. And we know how the world looks like it's in complete upheaval. But remember that this is the breakdown for the breakthrough, and that there are blessings in it. And so we need to stand in our faith and our strength, and most of all, in compassion and understanding of others and ourselves. The next one says, I release my fears and doubts and see with love and hear with compassion for myself and others. So for those that we don't understand, that believe differently than we do, or behave differently than we do, or look differently than we do, let us open our hearts to understand that every person is an expression of God. Every person is a child of God and here on purpose. And just because they're different from us or think differently from us does not mean that their opinions aren't valid. But listen to them and try to understand, where are they coming from? Why do they believe the way they do? What fears are they holding? What difficulties are they having? So as we open our hearts with spiritual understanding and compassion, we create more harmony and peace in our lives and on the planet. And so the next one says, I no longer criticize anyone, including myself. I give out only good vibes. And that's what we're talking about in the daily word today, is this energy that we hold. And I keep coming back periodically to my, and not just periodically, but daily, I have certain practices that I want to share with you. But when I am focused on my self-worth and my spiritual beingness, and that I am feeling more loving and more peaceful and compassionate and understanding, I notice that I get that mirrored back to me wherever I go. People are friendlier, they make eye contact, they smile, they say, hi honey, how are you today? You know, it feels great. And we can go through life that way as long as we're holding that self-compassion and that belief in ourselves as wise and loving, valuable beings. And then I release drama, all the drama from my life. I now get energy from inner peace. What does that mean? If we came up in a family that was a lot of drama and trauma, we've learned to live that way. And we felt alive because we were trying to survive. But we can also feel alive by feeling the alignment with our spiritual self, by feeling the joy, the love, and the light of spirit active within each one of us. That we no longer get energized by trauma and drama, but we are energized by love and peace and joy. I listen to my feelings and I am gentle with myself. And so as we notice what we're feeling, we want to not push it away or try to change it right away, but just sit with whatever comes up. If it's sadness, if it's fear, if it's anger, whatever that thought is, those negative feelings come up, just allow them to be, because they will pass. But if we try to ignore them, avoid them, or repress them, they will get worse because they'll be buried in the subconscious and they will come back to fight against us. Simply taking a few moments to allow the anger to be there, to allow the sadness to be there, just to notice it, not judge it. The guilt, notice the guilt. Just allow it to be as if you were watching a cloud floating by in the sky. And that way we release it and then replace whatever that feeling is with a thought that will activate a positive feeling for you. A feeling of peace and self-acceptance, compassion and understanding. So there are many more here that I won't go through, but I want you to invite you to look at this list and see if this resonates with you. So this side of the sheet is how I deal with my personality, how I let go of feelings of unworthiness, how I let go of the thought that I am, something's wrong with me or that I'm not good enough. Every one of you is way more than good enough, because that's what the other side of the sheet tells you about. So the other side is addressing the spiritual side. So as we nurture this personality, as we heal the old beliefs, as we rise into a new awareness, then we are able to express more and more of our spiritual essence. And this is where our real power is. This is where our real value is. This is our truth. And so on this side, I have some affirmations from May Rowland, who was a long-time director of Silent Unity, Unity's worldwide prayer service that is available 24/7, where a live person will speak to you and pray with you at any hour of the day or night. And if you want to call them, and I call them often, they're a great resource. All you need to remember is 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And also there's an app on your phone too, You Pray, that will connect you with Silent Unity. But May Rowland was legendary at Unity headquarters when she was the director of the Silent Unity Prayer Ministry. Her co-workers said that the corner of the room where her desk was and where she sat daily taking calls and writing letters, answering prayers, that area of the room was actually aglow with a light from her consciousness. You know, you see those paintings from Jesus and the disciples, and they have the golden circle around the head. That's the aura. That's the energy And some people could see May Rowland's consciousness, her spiritual nature shining there in the prayer room. And so she influenced many lives, and she was a staunch believer and teacher of New Thought principles. And so I use these a lot. And so to realize your true worth, she said, to say to yourself, I am the radiant, all-wise, all-loving, all-conquering Son of God, daughter of God. I reign supreme in all matters of mind and body. I am divine wisdom, the unmistakable spiritual knowing that constantly guides me in every moment of life. I am divine love, the magnificent expression of wholeness and abundance. I am the ever-renewing, ever-expanding manifestation of the divine. Yes. Now, how does that feel? Can I see some thumbs up? Yeah? All right. And then to develop your potential. So what I do is I take some of these affirmations, and the other one that I like from Eric Butterworth, and I tape a copy of it inside the vanity mirror in the bathroom. So in the morning when I open the door to brush my teeth, here's May Rowland speaking to me. And I open the other door and there's Eric Butterworth speaking to me. So she says, to develop your potential, I see myself as my higher self sees me. Glorious, splendid, beloved, loving, strong, healthy, capable and organized, efficient and productive. I see the world as a beautiful place in which to grow and to work and to enjoy. Through the power of the Christ within me, I declare my ability to live happily, to give good service generously, and to inspire those who like me, who are growing and working and enjoying life. And feel free to adjust these affirmations to maybe some language that speaks more so to you. But when we fast from our self-criticism and we are compassionate and nurturing with ourselves, we allow that spirit to come forth and express. The true self is the spiritual self. The spiritual path is so much about releasing what is not true and embracing what is so that our light can shine. And our light does not shine if we don't love ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves fully and completely, we can't love others fully and completely. And if we're not loving ourselves fully and completely, we're not loving God fully and completely, because we are all one. Your individual expression of the divine, every other person on the planet, and God, the divine, the creator, the quantum field, whatever name you like for the higher power and the higher self, that it's all one. And so we all have to be equally loving, as Jesus taught us, that the two most important commandments are to love God fully and completely with all your heart and mind and soul, and the second, like unto it, to love others as you love yourself. Some have said that is the most powerful implied commandment in the Bible. In order to love the others, we must truly love ourselves. And this is the work of our lifetime, our transformation into that full expression of divine light and love that we truly are already. So as our song said, you're already perfect just as you are. All we have to do is let go of that which is not our truth so that the truth can shine brightly. I like this quote as I put it on the front of the bulletin today, if I can find it, from the Buddha. And I think I may not have it here. Who's got a bulletin handy? Okay, thank you, Brian. And so this quote from the Buddha, I'll close with that one. You yourself are as much as anybody in the entire universe, you deserve your love and affection. And so it is. So I invite you to watch yourself talk. Anytime you find yourself criticizing yourself, replace that critical thought with a loving thought. Write a love letter to yourself. saying, I love this about you. I love that about you. Notice the good that you are, the good traits that you have, the good gifts that you have to share, your strengths. Make a list of what you do well, about your good characteristics and the gifts that Spirit has given you. Make a list of those things and look at it and notice when you're not feeling good, and then think a loving thought for yourself, that you are doing the very best you can in this moment, that you refrain from comparing yourself to others, that you do not listen to critical voices about you, that you determine how you see and love yourself. For you can, and it is the work that we need to do to be a greater expression of God. And so it is. God bless you.
Thank you for that marvelous message. I wish I had the ears to hear that message 20 years ago, but I'm grateful to have it today. Thank you. We are grateful for your prayers and your financial support. Every gift makes a difference in many lives. Because of your donations, we feed the homeless every week. Because of your donations, we have a supportive prayer chaplain ministry. Because of your donations, we provide services and classes in person and online. And because of your giving, we have this spacious, peaceful, spiritual center. Thank you. It's easy to give by clicking the donate button on our website, www.unitynorthtampa.org. You can also send checks to our mailing address, which is also on our website. If you are with us today in person, you can put your donations in one of the offering urns located around the seating areas. Thank you. Please join me in declaring our abundance affirmation. I am divine love and infinite abundance. All that I am, have, give, and receive multiplies and blesses me and the world. So it is.
And so I invite you to join me now in blessing our offering. And so we do give thanks for every gift, every donation, every time that it is sent in electronically or by mail or in person. Each gift makes a difference in our ministry and many lives. And so we give thanks for these gifts that have been given in love, recognizing that one and only source of all good and all our supply and all our provision. And we give thanks that every time we give, what we give comes back to us in many ways, multiplied many times over as we give where we are spiritually fed. And so we bless this offering and dedicate it to the will and the work of the Christ, in whose name we pray. Amen.
I have a few announcements to share with you. Our homeless outreach team delivers food and clothing to the homeless every Saturday. We welcome more volunteers to help with preparations and delivery. Please come at 9:15 a.m. to help make sandwiches. And please come at 10:45 a.m. if you can help deliver these gifts to Fletcher Avenue. We do need more donations of men's and women's tennis shoes, t-shirts, shorts, and jeans in extra large, 2X, and 3X sizes. Please do not donate household items because we are not able to use them at this time. Angie Castillo leads the Vibrational Attunement online class in an interactive discussion of advanced spiritual teachings on Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. The link for this class is on our website, Facebook, and on Meetup. A Course in Miracles meets online on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The link is also on our website and Meetup. Reverend Virginia leads our weekly Unity Prayer Circle on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. online. The link to log in is on our website, our weekly emails, and on Meetup. Roundup. If you would like to receive our weekly emails with our up-to-date information, please contact us through our website at unitynorthtampa.org. Please plan to be with us for our annual meeting on March 28th at 1:30 p.m. The meeting will be in person and by online video meeting. Today at 1 p.m., Reverend Virginia will present a Sacred Sounds meditation with the crystal and Tibetan bowls in the sanctuary with COVID precautions. And finally, our prayer chaplains are available to pray with you after the service with social distancing. for those who would like to pray. Our prayer chaplains on duty are wearing purple stoles, and everything shared with them is absolutely confidential. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. And now it's time for our peace song. If you would like to stand as we hum along with our peace song, feel free to sway. And if you're with someone, feel free to hold hands. And I invite you to, at any point during our peace song, when you feel like led, just raise your hands and sending peace and love to all our world. And now let us affirm our oneness prayer. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is within us, and all is well. And so it is. God bless you and enjoy this beautiful day.